So we in here. Can y'all hear me? Is everything good?
Is that?
I don't know.
No, you're on the other one.
Yeah, I seen that. Yo.
So you got it to work now?
I'm at a different platform now. Yo, can y'all hear me? Is everything good? Everything cool? Can y'all hear me now? All right. I don't know what's happening. All right, so no, I'm not switching from Saturdays. I'm still doing Saturdays. This is a special live stream. It was supposed to be anyway, and for some odd reason something's not happening the way I need it to in my other program. So what's going on? So how's everybody doing? Excuse me while I try to figure out these technical difficulties that I'm having with the live stream. I wanted to fix a few things. How is everybody? We talking Beatmaker 3 updates. And what we're expecting on those updates. Give me like 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Okay. So are y'all hearing me okay now? Is everything good? Everything cool? Everything cool. I'm trying to make sure I get everybody on here that's supposed to be on here. All right.
Yeah.
I had a little bit of technical difficulties with my camera situation and the live stream, so I do apologize for that. Yeah, thanks for tuning in to us
Hello?
today. We're talking Beatmaker 3
Oh, now I
updates.
can't even hear you.
You not hold on. So we got Plan B on the channel. For the first time I'm doing a live chat. I'm doing a live chat on the live screen with another person. And so far it is going
Nah, this
terribly.
is like mad delayed.
That sucks. All right. Okay, so I got Plan B on the live stream. So welcome to the stream. And we're talking Beatmaker 3 updates and our speculation on what what that might be and what that might look like. Um, so I got B Brandon Ross. I got Brandon Ross on the live stream right now, so we're gonna bring him in and yeah, let him introduce himself. Hold on, y'all. All right, so we got Plan B in the building. Got Plan B 85 on the live stream. So, I just wanted to throw this out there real quick. I am not 100% sure about the Beatmaker 3 updates. So, very small disclaimer. I have no real concrete information
You're.
on the Beatmaker 3 updates. We're just talking
How
about
y'all doing?
how
Can y'all hear me? Does it sound delayed or no?
yeah, you mad delayed. I'm not for sure how it's gonna work out for this stream, but we gonna rock with it anyway. So we don't have any concrete information on Beatmaker 3 updates or anything like that just yet. So we're talking about, and hopefully Intua sees this and uh, sends out a beta to the actual power
It
users
is very delayed,
instead of
honestly. I don't know what the
it is
deal.
delayed.
Like this is like from 5 minutes ago. I don't know what's happening.
Golly, that sucks. I thought that this would work out a little bit better than it did. Um, but yeah, so um, we're talking about a lot of the things that we would have um, in our Beatmaker 3 updates if we had a say so inside the updates, right? So apparently there has been some betas rolled out already, and they haven't included,
Yeah, it's
some of
super
the
delayed,
main
bro.
power users and people that are using Beatmaker 3 on a daily, actually actively using Beatmaker 3. So I thought that that was kind of odd, and I just wanted to talk about it on the air. So yeah, I wanted to give you guys the chance to voice your opinions on some of the things you guys might need inside of the updated version. If Intua is listening, then that is definitely something we would want to let them know and let them hear our opinion and our voice. So um, yeah. So I thought that that was kind of odd, and I just wanted to talk. Yeah, I can hear the delay in the background too. That's dope. It's dope, but it sucks at the same time because technology's just not there yet, which is stupid. The stream is tripping. Don't tell me that. You know what I think it might be? I think it might be right now there's a storm in my city, and it might have a lot to do with what's happening
Yeah, like it's
with my
nuts,
internet.
man.
That's crazy. He responded from something like 5 minutes ago. It's all right. It's all right. We're gonna keep rocking. This is still frozen. The stream is still frozen. That sucks. This never happens on Saturdays. I think my streaming service is I think my streaming service is slipping. Okay. So, um yeah, but if you have
Exactly.
any
This is weird.
if you have anything that you want to bring up as far as we got like a couple of topics that we've brought up previously, just
Never.
talking between me and Plan B. We're talking about the UI user interface, bug fixes, performance, integrations, um, and we're gonna touch on every category dealing with those. Um, and one of the things that I wanted to talk about is I don't even know how we're gonna do this. I don't even know how we're gonna talk about it if it's so delayed. But one of the things that we wanted to talk about is some of the things that the changes we wanted to see in the user interface, right? So if the stream is still frozen, I'm not really sure what to do about that because everything looks okay on my end. Um, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So we're talking about the changes that we want to see, and since we weren't included, we thought we'd just give our input anyway, um, for the beta. Um, Let me know if you guys can hear me. Let me know if the stream is all clear now. Um, oh sweet. Marfa More Beats came and came and showed us some love. So I appreciate that, fam. Thanks for tuning in. We having some technical difficulties. I don't know if it's because of the storm in my city or if if my situation with the streaming software is just acting crazy on me. But we're having conversations about things that we want included in the next update if we have any type of say so. If Intuit is listening,
My
this
video is
is
delayed. I'm still looking at stuff from like 1 minute ago.
jeez. That sucks. That sucks. Okay.
Shout out to Marv.
Shout out to Marv, man. Um, but yeah. So one of the things that I want to talk about as far as user interface is the file management. I know Brandon had a couple of things that he wanted to talk about on his, and yeah, he had some really good points, and it sucks that we can't get this, we can't get it to sync right in the in the stream, but it's all good. We're gonna keep rocking anyway. So, um, yeah, user interface. That's what we're talking about. So, any of you guys have any changes that you might want to see? Do we need a Beatmaker 3 uh, makeover, do over? Do we need a whole? Do we need to just ditch the whole design concept? I don't think so. That's just me.
Do I need to reset on my side or what?
I don't know. Try try to redo the stream. I don't know if it's something I can do as far as the latency or whatever, but yeah, it is what it is. That's what we gonna do. Um, no, we didn't sign up for the beta test. Mark for more beats. You got info on the beta? See, this is what I'm talking about, man. They don't tell us nothing.
I don't.
Mar for More Beats is one of the actually one of the best power users, and he came up actually in a conversation that me and B had. Um, me and Plan B had talked
Let me
earlier
see.
this
I'm gonna try
week
to get out.
um,
Jump back in.
about putting Marv on payroll for Beatmaker 3. So when we think about Beatmaker 3, we think about the power users and the people who use it, and the people who matter the most for this platform, right? Um, and that would be, you guys, the end user, the user that uses this stuff every day professionally, um, to make money on the side or make money. You know what I mean? Like, this is stuff that you guys use to actually build on your craft. And dang, that sucks that we can't get that. Um, it's the stuff that you use every day to build on your craft, and I think it would be really dope if Intua included us on that, but they didn't. Um, so Mark from More Beats is laughing. Golly, man, you part of the beta testing. All right, bet. So, um, it's going to be a little bit more about the things that we expect. The input that we talk about will be user interface is something I already talked about. We doing user interface. So, do you guys feel like we need a new platform at all? I don't think we need a new update to the system. I think that we need for sure a new file management system. We need a way to filter our sessions by date, by name, by size. We need a way to filter that stuff in um, so that we can be more effective in our workflow. Pulling up old sounds and pulling up old sessions and stuff like that. That's a lot harder because they're only filtered
I
by
don't think
date,
so either.
but sometimes you remember a lot of your sessions by name, right? Um, One of the things that I remember trying to get a hold of, and we're gonna bring B back in here just for the sake of having him on here. One of the things that I remember trying to do for the sake of having my stuff on the iPad is the file management, being able to pull my files up on the go while I can't. Yeah, we know you can't discuss it. I know you can't discuss it, Marv. But it's good to know that there is in fact a beta rolling around. Um, it's good to know that the rumors are true. Some of the rumors are true, and
I'm sorry it's so delayed.
is it still delayed? Doggone it! All right. So yeah, we glad to know that the rumors, some of the rumors are true about there being an update. Um, Hopefully we get some of our questions answered for the best. Um, yeah, my mind is everywhere right now. I'm trying to focus on this live stream while we while we get this
Yeah.
these technical difficulties. So I'm gonna read some of these
I'll just be in
comments.
the chat. I'll just be in the chat. It's fine.
Oh man, that sucks, bro. That sucks. That's super stupid. I'm mad. I'm mad about it. All right. So yeah, let's grab some of these comments. I'm on the fly on the wall bought a machine. Haven't touched Beatmaker 3 since. Golly. Well, so that was the whole purpose of this stream. Actually, is to talk about some of the things that we would like to see in Beatmaker 3 as far as the user experience. And when we think about the user interface, I don't think we need a whole lot of customization um, as far as colors or you know pad design. I know a lot of people have been asking about designing, putting pictures behind the pads and stuff like that. Kind of silly. I get it on an artistic front, but I don't think it's 100% necessary for stuff like that. That's just me. Um, but yeah, feel free to drop those in the comments as well. Drop those opinions and stuff like that in the comments. Like I said, hopefully Intua is listening. We got somebody on the beta team inside the live stream. So hopefully I can get some more information on that off stream on how I can get access to the beta and give some type of input um, from the people. So I just wanted to get you guys' input. Um, um, you know, get your input on some of the stuff that you guys want to see inside of it. So what we say, user interface. Um, Dang, this is the part where B was supposed to chime in, you know, and tell his part about some of the user interfaces we talked about. Um, but my main thing was definitely the it was definitely the um, I would like to. Matter of fact, I can show you better than I can tell you. So I'm gonna bring up a different screen, and it would be really dope to have be able to move things around within the user interface. And when I say move things around, I mean like, um, hold on, let me pull this up. I mean like, I know that on the very beginning of the screen we have, of course, the very first thing that pops up is the whole new session. We have the open session quick start guide, and it gives us our last three sessions that we talked about in the for the live for the file management stuff, right? I would have loved to see an option to where we get to choose what it asks us to do, just like in Logic or GarageBand or whatever desktop DAW that you're using. I would have loved to seen something like that on the on the front. And then we have you know we have the stuff that comes up for the timestamp, the stop, the all the transport controls and stuff like that. It would have been dope to be able to move these around and at least get some type of manipulation for what windows show up where. If we can't get that, then I'm not really sure how that will work out as far as how development. But if we could get something to move the transport controls and where our file system shows up and all that stuff, that would have been dope. What else about user interface? We got um, yeah, our session filters. When you pull up in the sessions, I don't know if you can see that, but when you pull up in the sessions, you can see that. Let's see. We pull up our sessions folder, and of course they come up by alphanumeric code. But I would have liked to
Oh,
see them
my bad.
be able to filter them by date. Um, Dang, I wish B could chime in. I would have liked to see a filter out by date. Um, and Dang, it feels like I'm rambling. This was supposed to be a whole conversation, but yeah. So I wish that we had a. Oh, that was another thing. Quick settings. I would have liked to see a quick settings menu
Alphabetical
inside of
order.
the user interface. Quick settings meaning like I would have seen. You know
Yeah, I would
how.
love to have my most recent project show up in real time. Y'all probably gonna hear that 30 seconds later.
Yeah, that's like a minute later. But I would have loved to see the where was it? Oh, the settings menu for the audio MIDI devices and stuff like that. I need my MIDI controls to be up front because a lot of times we switch in between MIDI controllers and we switch in between MIDI devices and MIDI settings. I would have loved to see something especially as tedious as pulling up the Bluetooth MIDI settings. Give me my Bluetooth MIDI settings up front. Okay, put that off to the side, or at least give
Yeah.
me a option to put it somewhere where I can access it real quick. Quick settings options. Give me that, so I don't have to fish through these menus, and I don't have to try to figure stuff out. While it just breaks up the whole process. Um, what about file management? I know you guys have seen a couple of my videos regarding file management and how to import your sounds. I would, of course, with iPadOS. I forgot about iPadOS, right? So with iPadOS coming through, I think that's dropping in on the 19th of this month. So that should help. I don't know what that's gonna do for Beatmaker 3. However, uh, it would be really dope to have a decent file management system um, for Beatmaker 3, as well as all the other iOS DAWs and stuff like that. But um, what about what was I about to say? I told y'all my brain was everywhere. So if you if you haven't joined us on any of the live streams on Saturdays, this is what live streams is like. I have a lot of a lot of dead moments where I'm trying to process my thought. But yeah, um, the file management system on Beatmaker 3 kind of sucks. And I say that because when we go through the files, um, they come up in the standard folder type thing. But I did a video on how to categorize all your files and how to tag all your files to show up in your Beatmaker 3 libraries by name. Okay, there's a great tip. There's a great tip. So Mar for More Beats says, don't update your iPad until Beatmaker 3 gets updated. I don't know why he's saying that, but I'm not updating. I'm not gonna do the update, and you shouldn't either. He knows something. He's on the beta team, so note to self. Exactly. Note to self. I trust Marv. If you haven't followed Marv, actually follow Marv on Instagram at Marv for More Beats, as well as Plan B 85. Even though he couldn't be like with us on the stream, he's he's Plan B 85 on Instagram as well. But these are power users that I highly respect their opinion as far as like beat making on the iPad and stuff. These are veterans in the game. So, um, yeah, and I'm so glad Marv is in here too. Um, what else? We got bug fixes. So I know B was talking about some bug fixes that people have been coming to him with. A lot of people have been having some issues with their iPads shutting down using certain apps or using so many apps, or not apps, but audio units and inter app audios inside of Beatmaker 3. So feel free to chime in the comments about, like bug fixes. We're going to get into the comments and all that stuff too. Um, but bug fixes as far as shutting down, I have some remedies for those, but who wants to change their settings every time you log into Beatmaker 3? Can we get some built-in features so that we're not heavy on CPU and GPU for these processors, especially if you have some of the entry level iPads, like the newest iPad that come out. I don't know how much RAM it has. I'm pretty sure it does not have the same amount of RAM. Like the processor is cute, that's cool, A10 processor, um, but the iPad Pro 10.5 versus the regular seventh generation iPad that they just announced yesterday, um, at 10.2 inches. A lot of people are trying to compare the two, and it's not the same. It's not the same. The processor is cute, but if you don't have the RAM and the CPU and the GPU, and now you just, you know. So I would have liked to see, and again, that falls in the category of user interface. I would like to see some stuff built in straight into Beatmaker 3, and don't give us anything we don't need, you know. Um, we don't need any of the fluff. We don't need any of the unnecessary files to to tell us that we um, we have options to buy sample packs that we probably won't use. Put everything in there that we need. So bug fixes, we have crashes. I know a couple people in the comments. I've talked to you guys. Um, we have crashes going when using apps like I won't even. I'm not going to name any apps, but I know a lot of people have crashes during beat making sessions when they're using so many instances of certain apps, and that sucks, because that can throw off your whole workflow when you're trying to do that, when you're trying to make beats on the go. So, could this be the Beatmaker Pro that we're looking for? Could this be Beatmaker Pro? You know what I mean? Like, is this a Beatmaker Pro app, or is this just another pacified, update that they're just giving us? Is it incremental? Is it something that we don't? Oh yeah, some people said BT said that some of the audio units don't load for the bug fixes. So if we can get some bug fixes on that, um, compatibility, then we can start talking about pro features, right? And when I said pro features, I would like to see a whole lot of built built-in features. Like um, one of the things that me and Plan B talked about yesterday actually was some sound packs that are actually useful. Now I know MSX Sound Design has some stuff in there that are fire. Like you got, they have I think two or three sound banks in there that those are probably the only three that I would really consider paying for, and those are built in, and they're taking up you know space inside the app to even just have those on display inside the app for the Beat Store. Um, and three are usable to me, and that's just my opinion. I don't know if you guys have heard the built-in store stuff, but I wouldn't use them only because I like a certain sound. If you're into the sounds that they offer, I would love to see some more. I actually, the reason Marvel More Beats came up is because I would have liked to see them cut Marva check. I'd like to see them cut Marva check for the marvelous loops to go inside of Beatmaker 3. We got Dean Daughters that does some amazing sound design. We have Yoka Pack and Plan B has some dope sound packs available. We got who else we got? Henny the Business has some dope sound packs. So we got power users that already have established a sound and a sought after vibe that people will actually pay for. I would like to see those implemented inside the Beatmaker 3 app or the Beatmaker 3 update. Um, so with iPadOS coming, that would be nice to be able um, to import those into like a like I said a nice little new refreshed Beatmaker store, so to speak. Yeah, we need those marvelous loops built in. I say I'm pushing for that. I need marvelous loops built into the Beatmaker 3 store. I need some I need the EDM joints. I need the EDM joints from Dean Daughters. I need some nice synth designs from Audio Kit. Okay. Some actual usable banks that we can actually manipulate and control. I would like to see that type of stuff built in, and that stuff available, ready and available for Beatmaker 3 as we move forward for those updates. But 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna do it. That's just the thought. Um, what do we? What else we say? What we on? We on user interface or bug fixes. So, what are some other bug fixes that we got? Um, oh, one of my favorites. So, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the workflow inside of the MIDI focus actions or anything like that. But one of the bug fixes that bugs the crap out of me, right, is the when I hook up my iPad to the X key Air, and if I hit the stop button more than once, then everything everything disconnects. And that's like, for me, that's a if then I have to go back into the app, right? I got to go back into the app. I got to go back into settings. I got to go back into audio MIDI devices. Then I got to hit that Bluetooth MIDI connection, and then I got to connect. You know what I mean? Like, I have to reconnect that Bluetooth, and you don't have it in the quick settings for me to be able to just go in and edit that stuff. And that's annoying. That's another bug fix that we could really get out the way. So, um, MIDI clock out. I would definitely love to see something like that, because built in. Cheese the thanks for hey man, Cheese the producer, man. Hey, Cheese the producer got some dope sample packs. I would like to see a lot of that stuff. Beatmaker is the squad. I would like to see these brands who go hard, who's been the veterans of the Beatmaker gang. I would like to see a lot of these brands built into the Beatmaker store. These guys have sample packs and drum kits and stuff like that. Come on, man, cut these guys a check and let them sell it for you. You know what I mean? Like, these guys got some knocking drums, some crazy sound packs, and if 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 we get another update that doesn't include at least some solid synths or some solid drum kits outside of the already dope you know the dope joints from MSX Sound Design. I don't recommend. I don't point anybody in a direction, which is why I haven't talked about it on any of the videos in my channel. I haven't pointed anybody um, in the direction of the actual stock sounds in Beatmaker 3. I know that's probably bad, but I don't use them, so I wouldn't recommend them. You know what I mean? So um, I would like to see some built-in MIDI effects. So we have a MIDI effects tab that nobody talks about. I use it, but don't nobody knows how to use that. Nobody even knows what MIDI effects is. What is what it, nobody knows what they do, or where they can even get them. Nobody even knows what apps to use for MIDI effects. So putting a handicap, just throwing that section in there without having something built in. We already have like regular audio effects built in, which are phenomenal. Actually, I don't think the audio effects that are built in, no changes need to be made there. For me, that's just me. If you know what you're doing in sound design and stuff like that, then the audio effects that are built in are pretty cool. Um, for actually, I lied. I would love to see something else built in right into the app, so it doesn't have to take up a whole lot. Again, this we talking about CPU heavy, GPU taxing um, effects that just they make your stuff better. That if built into the actual app system, it would run a lot smoother. I believe, and that would be for me. I would love to see fly tape, into it. If you're listening, partner up with MSX Sound. Let's see if we can get some type of agreement on. I don't know how they feel about that. This is all speculation, and this is all my opinion. This is all stuff that I come up with off the top of my head. But um, again, me and Plan B have been talking about it, and I think it would have been dope to see some built-in stuff from MSX Sound, MSX audio, audio units pulled in like fly tape and low fly dirt just built in. Sorry to say it, but a lot of people with the older iPads or the entry level iPads have trouble using that stuff with the popping and crackling and stuff. And then you got to go in and change MIDI settings and change audio sampling settings. And when you get into to stuff like that, all you want to do is be able to open the app and just create. Um, and when you can't do that freely, then it kind of just takes away from the whole experience. So having that stuff built in right into the app, I think that it would put less tax on the GPU. So um, I'm trying. Forgive me, you guys. I'm trying. I know I'm rambling. I'm trying to read the comments as well. Um, I know a couple of you guys have asked me about the gross beat effects a couple of times. I have some methods on how to do the gross beat effects in Beatmaker 3 with all stock plugins, with all stock effects. Um, you want to get the audio on the stream louder? Sure. No problem. Um, yeah, if we could get, is that cool? Is the audio good? Is the audio cool now? Um, if we can get the stock plugins to have a little bit more variety as far as like the presets, um, I don't think that there actually aren't any presets within the stock plugins. So when we do when we do the audio effects on Beatmaker 3, we're left with we got the audio unit. We can pull in our audio units and stuff like that, and interact audios for the audio effects. And then we got the 6-band EQ, auto pan. You guys know the list. You see it. So if we can get some presets on that and give us a little bit more variety, um, I know the Bit Crusher has some nice presets, but if we can scale through those a little bit smoother, make it a a little bit less confusing to a beginner user trying to figure out his or her sound. It would be a lot easier to navigate through those audio effects, and people wouldn't have to ask, hey, so what does this button do? What does that button do? Because a lot of this stuff is not self-explanatory. So um, um, when you think about audio units like the fly tape and um, low fly dirt, those are simplistic. One knob, one button, couple of presets, and that's 9 times out of 10, out of maybe 4 out of those 6 or 7 presets are exactly what you need. It's just what flavor you want, and it's quick and easy to get to them, as opposed to tweaking all your effects and stuff like that. So um, that's cool. Um, what were some of the other points that we were talking about? Bug fixes. Anybody else got any other bug fixes that they want fixed? Speak now or forever have your stuff crash on you. Because I used to get crashes when I used before um, Audio Kit's D1 uh, got the update to be a AUV3. I used to use it as a in-app audio, inter-app audio, and it would crash my session almost every time. So what I would have to do is I record that into an audio track and just use it like that. I couldn't go back and edit the MIDI or anything like that. I couldn't use different, multiple instances. Um, yeah, but Tornado is cool. Um, I really like fly tape, and it just gives a different warmth. Tornado is like a. I mean, they pretty much do the same thing. It's just different warmths, in my opinion. Different, different vibes. Um, but yeah. Oh, what were we talking about? We talking about quick settings, MIDI focus actions, and mapping Bluetooth into the quick settings over on the side. So if we can get some stuff like the you see the macros at the bottom, you see the audio effects. Give me some more quick settings so that I can get to my Bluetooth MIDI, or I can get to my MIDI controls, and make this stuff a lot more easier to access, as opposed to going over here and then finding the gear icon, finding the audio, all that stuff. Give me that. Um, I think when it comes to chomp it sour, hit the pad on your sides and up. So the sampler, you want a better sampler inside of your DAW. So I don't have any issues with the sampler. I think it's because I grown to roll with the punches. It could definitely get better. Um, it could definitely get better if you use something like what was it? Sampler. It was the sampler app. If you use something like that before, um, then you kind of already know how to navigate through those endpoints, and just using those little clips. One of the things one of the things that B and I discussed was the fader tool on the sequencer, and that falls actually into performance. So when we start getting into performance, we start talking about on the actual sequencer window itself. I would love to see, like, after I pulled in a let me see, after I pulled in a sample. Hold on, let me create an audio track. So after I pulled in the sample, I would have loved to seen a live editor, like a fader tool. And dang. All right, so yeah, I would love to have seen a fader tool inside of the Beatmaker 3 platform, just like they do on. I don't know if you guys use Logic Pro, but there's a fader tool that goes inside of the that clip, and you can fade it in and out, because a lot of times when you're trying to bump together two different audio sources, or you slice one, you get that small little clip. It sounds like a little like a pop in between samples. So that crossfade, that's yeah, crossfade. That's what I'm saying. Crossfade and a fader. And if we could get something like that, that would be that would change the game. That would change the way transitions are made in Beatmaker 3. And like I said, with the fly tape, the tape stop effect, that's cool, but I would love to see um, being able to crossfade in and out, and being able to edit the speed and how fast that crossfades or tape stops. You know what I'm saying? I would love to change the speed on how that affects that piece of audio. But yeah, that would definitely change the game to have a crossfader in there, a regular fading tool so you could fade in and out with your clips and stuff, so that those samples are seamless when you're going in and out of that from one sample to the next. You don't want that click or that pop in the middle of your sample. It's not super obvious that you glided into the next note. And I mean, you have your effects like the what do you call it, the choke groups, to where when you press down on one pad and then hit another one, and it stops the other pad in its tracks. It completely cuts off that pad. But how many times have you wanted to make a beat, chop the joint up, and you hear that clicking and popping sound in between your chops? It's annoying. We don't need it. We need a way to go in there, edit it, process it. Quick tutorial though. If you go the uh, the sequencer window, I don't know if y'all can see that. But if you go into the sequencer window and you double tap that piece of audio, you can go ahead and hit edit sample, and you can adjust your start point, and then you can process it from there. And then you got, your normalize, you got silence, fade in, fade out, stretch, pitch, reverse, all that. I need a little bit more. I need a little bit more than that. Just give me something that I can actually use as far as manipulating my, because um, like I said, sampler is a beast. Sampler is a beast. You got there's so many out there that pretty much do the same thing. I don't understand why they're not integrating. I don't understand why this stuff is not built in, because these are tax heavy, you know, these are tax heavy applications that, when pulled in as a audio unit or inter app audio, then they're taxing on your CPU and GPU. So I would just it would just go a lot easier if I didn't have to record everything to an audio track first. Um, yeah, live editing, fader tool, clip manipulations. Give me all of that. Um, I talked about in the very beginning the startup menu options, which falls again into the user interface. The startup menu, let me close that out so you can see it. So the startup menu doesn't give me an option to choose um, an old session, start a new session. Um, it gives me my top three. So when I go to open session, it just lists all my sessions, instead of giving them to me in a filtered way. If anybody knows how to filter any of this stuff from this menu, let me know right now, because a lot of times I'm losing it. I want to see the top 10, the last 10 joints that I worked on when I was in this app. And for the user interface not to give me that up front, not to give me a way to filter that up front, Let me see at least the top 10 that I last touched. Um, and stop creating duplicate files of the same session and calling it autosave. Like if you're gonna do that, then just save it in the same I don't know. Okay. Another thing I wanted to talk about is give me some. What we talk about, the integrations. Integrations. This is my favorite part. This is the part where we start to get real creative with it, right? So I had an idea, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute. I'm gonna get to my idea in a minute. When we talk about integrations, um, the star feature, that's cute. That's cute. I could throw some stars on there. But what does that do? You know what I mean? Like that just those might not be my favorite. You know what I mean? I don't want to favorite something that's not my favorite. Give me more options. Um, the star feature is nice. It's just not it's just not my most recent work. Um, and if I have to use that every time I want to go see my most recent work, I want to see exactly what I was just doing. And sometimes Beatmaker 3 actually renames the session file um, over. That's another bug fix. Um, Another bug fix was when I tried to open a session file and it gave me it gave me a it gave me a duplicate of something that. So let's all right. I'll throw an example out there. I started a session on August the 9th, right? And I made that beat. I didn't finish it. I ended up closing Beatmaker 3 out, thinking it was just gonna auto save. It did. And then I made the same. I made a different beat within the same day. Only the session name August the 9th was the name that saved under it, and I completely lost the other beat. That's a bug fix that could be easily like give me. Of course, that's what user error. I could have named the file before I exited out, but I didn't have a name. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't have a name for it. I wasn't feeling that creative yet. Um, but if you have different files that you want to reference, like in Logic Pro, you can reference different elements of a certain file and pull that into your current session. How am I going to do that? Even in Luma Fusion, the video editing app, you can go ahead and open up another session, take a clip from that session, and then drag and drop it into your current session or a new session. Where is, you know what I mean? Like we have to do a whole lot of digging inside of the UI for Beatmaker 3 in order to do that. And to me, I think that's a bit of a headache. That's a bit of a headache to still try to do that with trying to when you're in the middle of making a beat and you're trying to stay in the loop of creating it it takes you into a place where you if I got to do that much digging in the crates to find the file that I just named, and then I gotta it's not in this file, it's in the imports folder, or it's not in the imports folder, it's in the sessions. Now I'm uninterested. So um I'm gonna see if we can get B back in here. B, you with us? Can you? Is it still delayed? I think it's still delayed, but um yeah. So when we get those hiccups and stuff like that when we doing updates for Beatmaker 3, it can become exhausting when you're trying to when you're in a mode and you got to stop to figure out where it's saved. And as a
Yo,
creator, you want to make the creator
what's
process
goody?
a whole lot more.
It probably is because I don't hear myself, and
You are super
yeah,
delayed. Super delayed. It's all right. Um, but yeah, I think I think I'm gonna give B a chance to talk about some of the stuff that he wants to talk about on the stream. I don't know how how long y'all got. If we're gonna have to do it like the newscasting, I'm gonna wait like 30 seconds. See if it can. This is so comical to me. I'm so irritated with this software, man. I gotta get this fixed. But yeah. So when you're in the middle of a session and you're trying to get it right, the last thing you want to do is go fishing for files that aren't there. You know what I mean? Like they save in so many different weird spots. Give me a solid spot that I can know where my stuff is. You know what I mean? Like um, what did I do? Hold on. So when I'm doing imports or is it in sessions when I wanna go into um, saving files and it doesn't save where I needed to save. How do I know where to find that? You know what I mean? Like I can go into the search folder, but it's not in banks. You know what I mean? So I have to go back into sessions, and I just gotta browse through folders. There's no way I can use it like a finder, if that makes sense. So using that using that file system would definitely help when I'm trying to get stuff done. Hopefully iPadOS fixes that. Oh, for anybody who just joined in, Marv for More Beats, he's a beta tester for the rumored Beatmaker 3 updates. It is a real thing. There is a beta test actually going out. He's not able to talk about it, but it's a real thing. So he said, don't update your iPad until Beatmaker 3 gets updated. That was if you don't get anything else out of the stream, take that and trust it. Do not update to iOS 13, iPad OS. Do not update to iPad OS until Beatmaker 3 updates. Deal? Deal? All right. Hopefully somebody caught that. If you don't get nothing else out of this stream, because I know I'm rambling. Um. Oh, my idea. My idea. So I had this idea, and I think it blew. I think it blew Plan B away. The other day, I had this idea of what if. How many times have you started a beat and didn't finish it because you just didn't feel like exporting it? You didn't feel like saving the zip file and dealing with all these files and stuff like that. How many times have you just not finished a beat because you just didn't want to deal with the exporting process? What if, right? What if we could cut out the middleman? Where this is a mobile device, this is a mobile platform. What if you could finish the beat and from Beatmaker 3 somehow we get integrations with that was the last topic that we were talking about was the integrations. B, turn your mic back on. Turn your mic back on because I'm gonna have you talk in a minute. Um, yeah, so we got Airbit, we got BeatStars, and then we got your SoundClouds. What if once we export, we could have those files in exactly the format they need to go in, export straight to those platforms? Wouldn't that be the like if we're gonna be mobile, if we're gonna be mobile and we're gonna do updates, why do updates for 5 years ago for the user 5 years ago? Do updates for the user today. The user today is uploading his or her beats to a BeatStars, to an Airbit, and to SoundCloud to get some plays. Or if not, straight to streaming platforms to you know, let's get an integration for the in app purchases for um, sound packs. DistroKid, yeah. Yeah, DistroKid is what I was trying to think of. DistroKid or Tune Baby or whatever it is. What if we could get uploads straight from Beatmaker 3 straight into our e-commerce store? If that's not ringing anybody's bell, then I'm done talking for the rest of the stream because there's been so many times where I finished beats and did nothing with them. They just sit as WAV files or MP3 files on my iPad because I don't feel like tracking it out. I don't feel like renaming. I don't feel like going to a laptop or a desktop to retype in all that information. What if you exported it and then
TuneCore.
automatically populated the name of the file, the zip files for that file, the WAV file, and convert it to MP3 straight to your beat selling platform, or straight to your YouTube account, or straight to your. Right now, we doing integrations with Dropbox and Google Drive links. That's cute. That's cute, but it's just gonna sit there, and then we have to go in and rename everything. Like, yo, drop Gene White got the right idea. Go ahead and drop some bells. If that's a good idea, into it. If you are listening, let's get some 2020 integrations inside the Beatmaker app. Why are we still using the middleman? Why can't we go straight into our beat stores? You know what I mean? Like if if we can finish beats and they sit on our iPads doing nothing, or even crazier, even crazier. I told you guys about different platforms that actually pay composers and producers for their beats to go on people's vlogs, cooking channels, just YouTube channels or commercials, period, whatever, right? You got your Epidemic Sounds, you got what is it? Let me pull them up. Let me pull them up. If you're in the live streams on Saturdays, then we talk about this stuff all the time. Um, we talk about submitting your beats to Epidemic Sound, building a catalog. If you do cinematic scoring and stuff like that, there are people. There's a market for that. There's a whole market, a team that needs cinematic scores, a whole team that needs boom bap, instrumentals, and they'll pay you. The public will pay, let's say, $10 to $15 a month for those services, right? They get unlimited beats, access to those beats for $10 to $15 a month. Sort of like I don't know, um, Spotify for creators. They pay $10 to $15 a month, and the distributor actually pays you, the producer, the composer, to use your beats. And my homegirl Sarah just ended up landing a placement inside of Will Smith's inside of a Will Smith vlog. A couple of them actually. You know how much money to have Will Smith to have access to your beats and just to throw it in a vlog just so casually. What if we could integrate that straight into Beatmaker 3 from my fingertips to the stream? That's all I'm saying. So B, I don't know if you want to chime in and talk a little bit about how you feel about these updates. Yeah, I would love to hear your vocal opinion. Go ahead and turn your mic back on, player, and let's talk about it. So we got user interface bug fixes, and let's get into some of these comments too, because you guys are the end user as well. And if it's not about the end user, then what are we doing? What are we doing? If it's not about the everyday user, then why are we talking about an update? You can't serve the people if you never been the people. You know what I mean? Like if you're not talking to the
I feel
people,
like
how do
it's
you?
more delayed now than ever.
Is it more delayed? That's gonna be sucky. Um, um, yeah, that's gonna be sucky. But anyway, if you can't talk to the people about what they need, if you're not really listening, the Facebook forums and stuff is cool, but how come the power users? I talked to like a lot of the different power users, including me and Plan B himself. We ain't know nothing about no beta going out. Of course, Marv for more beat. You know Marv got the beta. I don't know if Cheese the producer got the beta. That's a vet. You know what I mean? Like he's a vet. If you didn't get the beta, then what are we doing? Like what are we
But I
talking
will
about
say
here?
this: all the ideas that have come up, in this discussion have been pretty awesome.
Okay, bet. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know how delayed that was, but I just heard it on my end, and I don't know how you guys are hearing it live, but um, yeah, it's just a matter of
I definitely didn't know about no beta, and I talked to Matthew from Beatmaker 3, or from Intua, so it's
well,
weird.
to my understanding, Matthew hasn't been a part of it for unspoken reasons. It's just a lot that we can't talk about. Um, but he wasn't a part of it for a while. Stepped away.
Yo,
Um,
this joint is nuts. It's nuts, man. It's crazy.
I know it's stupid late, but yeah, it's a lot that we can't talk about. From the stuff that I do know, I can't speak on. Um, and just when we talk about rumors for an update, and then you don't deliver for it because you're not talking to the actual people that actually use it. You're talking to the hobbyist or the I don't know. I don't even know what to call it. If you're not gonna talk to the power users about the tools that they need and that they use, then I don't know, man. You're gonna have a lot of people walking away. I ain't saying that's me. I'm just saying that you listen to the people. Get the people what they want.
Me either.
You know. Um, it's I think it's cool how the community is actually vocal, and when you talk about Beatmaker 3 inside of other groups, like let's say the Facebook group, um, you talk about Beatmaker 3 inside the group, and other developers from you know um, other applications respond to those type of interactions. I think that part is pretty cool. Where's the Beatmaker 3 response to a lot of the problems and the issues that people have been having? You know, hopefully this update fixes a lot of our issues. Hopefully it sheds light on the tools that professionals use as opposed to. I think the reason why Beatmaker 3 is associated with a lot of the unprofessionalism or amateurism, so for lack of a better term, is because of the tools unavailable to the pros that are using them. Everybody's not a pro, I get that, and everybody, there's a lot of people still learning about this stuff. But um, if we're gonna talk about being an actual replacement for iOS, let's start doing some replacement type acts. Let's start acting like a replacement, and build this stuff in. And I think the idea of having straight from the export straight to the beat stores, that's probably the best thing that I come up with in a long time. And this not even my beat, my application. So I think that would be the best thing for as far as creators, because people will stop, making unfinished beats and actually start finishing beats, because the upload
And I think it's
process will
very
be
important for
easier.
all the iOS users to be very vocal, especially in the forums and in the comments and stuff like that, especially on like the App Store because they do read that stuff.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all could hear. I don't know if y'all heard that when I heard that, but yeah. So I don't know if y'all hearing it when I'm hearing it, or if y'all hearing it when he's saying it. I don't know, but that was super delayed, by the way. I'm gonna get this fixed. Actually, I don't even know if I'm gonna use this feature anymore. It was cool to have. It was cool to use, but everybody that's been in my live streams for every Saturday. We live stream every Saturday morning. We listen to your beats live. So if you want to do that, submit some beats. That'd be cool. Join us live. Anyway, yeah, I've been talking about using this feature for a long time, and being able to talk to you guys live on the stream. And obviously, it didn't work out the way I saw it in my head. So I'll definitely be having a conversation with the developers of this application. Um, but yeah, just moving forward with how we operate as music creators and producers in the live stream. We have a voice, and we should definitely continue to be active. Saying that's talking about the tools that we need, the tools that we use in other DAWs that we would like to see inside of Beatmaker 3. And yeah, just continue to make some noise about the stuff that you want to see, and hopefully Intua is listening. You know, um, yeah. Um, Matt is Matt the creator of this. He was I believe I can't even speak too much on it because I don't know the full. I think he was a co-creator though. Um, yeah, yeah. It's I can't even speak too much on it, so I'm gonna just leave that one alone. Um, but yeah, yeah. Um, I haven't been reading these comments. I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all been asking me questions or anything like that, I'm
They're
sorry.
listening.
But yeah, the potential for Beatmaker 3 is definitely up there. I would definitely put out Marv, if you listening, make sure they hear this. Make sure they hear that we want to go straight from the export to the beat stores. If that's possible, if y'all can work out a deal with Airbit, BeatStars, SoundCloud even, or wherever you guys, what's the most popular places you guys are working on the uploading your beats to? Let me actually, that's a good question. What's the most popular platforms that you're uploading your beats to? Are you using Airbit, using SoundCloud, BeatStars? Let me know. What is it? What are we using? Um, or if you're using your own platform. But it would be really dope to be able to finish your beat and not have to worry about, all right, so I got to export this file, then I got to export that file, and then I got to zip them all together, and then I got to put this contract with that, and then I got to do this and then do that, then I got to rename it inside the, you know what I mean? Like, it could just become, like, that's one of my reasons for not uploading new beats. It's a task. It's definitely a task, because every time I upload a beat, I have to rename. Like, it's the process is the same for everybody. So y'all familiar with the workflow of uploading your beat. You got to rename. All right, copy and paste your name in the title. What's the BPM? What if that stuff auto populated inside of there? That would be revolutionary. If you really want to set your app apart into a from all the others, then that would be, you're already a mobile application. Let's get that in the works. So okay, so people have SoundCloud and BeatStars. No Airbit. Okay. Y'all not using Airbit? Um, DistroKid, SoundCloud, BeatStars. Okay. See, all right. So from iOS back to Mac. What if you're not? What if you don't have your Mac available? What if you don't? Because a lot of people don't have a MacBook at all. So a lot of people don't have a access to a desktop. You know what I mean? Like this is where it stops for them. And hopefully iOS can help with the the file management. But why have all these files sitting in multiple spots if we could just go straight to, let's cut out the middleman. Let's cut out the Dropbox subscriptions. Let's cut out the Apple Music. The what is it, the what is Apple's cloud service? Apple Cloud, whatever it is. Let's cut it out. Google Drive. Let's use those for something else. We could definitely use them for backup. All I'm saying is export. Once I export, let's picture this. Picture this. So we get an export. Let's say I want to export my file. We got, hold on. Export this file. Export it as a song. We can track it out. What if all our tracks went directly into the slots that they're supposed to go into when they need to go into it? You know, I don't have to upload separate file types every time I, create a new beat. Especially with BeatStars, you have to create a profile for that beat. Then you have to upload the file, and then you create the pro within the profile. You attach the beat with the name to the. It's just a lot, man. It's a lot. It discourages you from uploading. And I don't know if that's a BeatStars thing or Airbit thing, but yeah, I am using Switcher Studio, and it's pissing me off. I'm using Switcher Studio, and I've been using Switcher for about maybe 2 weeks now. 3 weeks. I lied. 3 weeks, and it's been dope up until this point. Because once you try to use the pro features, because they are a new a streaming platform, uh, you know, pro features aren't so pro. So yeah, we'll be having a conversation about that. um, what you want me to explain, Shazam? Yeah, Switcher Studio is definitely tripping. But what else? We got another integration feature I wanted to talk about was the integration between MSX sound design and you know uh, audio kit. We talked about that earlier when we were talking about putting the what did I say? Putting the sound kits from MSX Sound Design into the actual store. Let the users submit sound kits. Let the users submit sound kits. Let's create it a easier process to be able to create sound kits on the go, and then we can start selling those as packs. I mean, and then give us an opportunity. So with the Roly app, and I hate to bring up a different app within this live stream, but within the Roly app, you can share. It's like a social media section inside of the app where you can share your different compositions and stuff. Templates. Oh, templates would change the game too. Yeah, templates for everything. You know, the it would be on the Beatmaker app. You have a option to go to the Facebook group chat. or not the Facebook group chat, the Facebook group on Facebook, and yeah, we should make our own store. I actually want to put together an iOS creator meetup where we just sit down and we talk out ideas. This is sort of what this was supposed to be. I'm glad that I got everybody here. I'm surprised that a lot of you guys showed up. I appreciate it for real. But no, yeah, I want to put together an iOS team group meetup, and with all our power users, all the regular users that actually have some amazing input. Let's meet up and put together a some type of app to where we can actually like a social app, like a social media app for iOS producers. Did I just come up with a thing? Is that a thing? Is that a thing yet? If it's not a thing, we should do that. Because not a lot of us exist yet. You know what I mean? Like in the family is definitely growing, especially within my community. I know Shazam's got a huge community. Plan B's got a nice community. Mar for more beats. All the power users, you get like we get so many people. We convert so many people over to iOS production, and for us not to be able to constantly be in touch with questions and stuff like that, we got to wait till you know Facebook allows us to see people's posts. You know, a lot of time people post on a Facebook group and it gets lost in a thread, and Facebook doesn't show you those notifications a lot, so you can't answer questions and all that stuff. So yeah, let's start a Discord server. Let's start a Discord server. So if I started a Discord server, we should all join, and it could be like a nice little group chat thing or something like that. I don't know how this stuff works. I'm still trying to figure it out in my head, but um, they had SoundCloud integration for BM. They did. Maybe I didn't use it that heavy. Cause I played around in Beatmaker too. I didn't use it heavy. I played around and exported a few things. Um, Bum Rush Beatmaker 3 develops. um, yeah. If we could have that upload, that would definitely change the game for. I think that would convert more people than just being mobile. Just being able to upload straight to the source, that would convert a lot more people over to making beats on the iPad, or even just mixing on the iPad or whatever, to be able to go straight from Beatmaker 3 to a source, to a streaming source. That would be perfect. And I think that's one of the most important things right now, that if that's not being focused on how to go, how to delete the middleman. I mean, every other every other um every other app that I've seen has thrown in some type of community type thing outside of their Facebook group. So um we talk about the Rolling Noise app. We talk about the Rolling Noise app, and hold on, because there was a feature inside the Rolling Noise app where you get to hear other people's compositions, and you get to share it, use it if you wanted to inside of your own composition. Sort of like, what's that service on the internet? There's a service on the internet that does that? Uh, is this? Oh, Splice integration, and that was Plan B's idea actually, a Splice integration. Can we get? Because I heard that Plan B talked to one of the developers at Splice, and they talked about Splice having an actual app for iOS at one point in time. And if we can get a Splice integration or a Sounds library integration, that's where the memory should go, not to not to.
Oh yeah, splice integration. Somebody said something about it.
Yeah, yeah. That was super late. Yeah. Um that would be amazing if we could. We don't need a quick start guide. All right, some of us might. Some of us might. But if there's like two separate apps, if you're going to make it a separate app,
Yes.
we don't need a quick
When
start
I
guide.
was in New York, I went to Splice and I got the chance to speak with one of the new developers over there, and they had a Splice app, but it wasn't good. That's what they said. It was not good at all. So I was
Mm.
just trying to, give them some insight as to what's happening with iOS, and they're working on it. But yeah,
So if there's an iOS app and if they already have development and they're not paying attention to what iOS users are using, they're doing it wrong. Splice integration will be perfect for Beatmaker 3 because we that's the cadence of, I mean, that's like the whole thing of what we're doing. We're using those samples. We're sample producers, right? You know what I mean? So why are we not talking to each other? Why are we leaving each other in the dark with that type of stuff? I don't know. If there's an app for it, then Beatmaker 3 should be, Intuit should be, not even just Intuit. I'm not even gonna single Intuit out. If there's an app for it and it's music related, whether it's Cubase's, GarageBand, Beatmaker 3, if you're a developer for those platforms, then and you're not talking to the streaming apps that's available to us, you know what I mean? Like why are we not communicating? Why are the creators separated from, the why do we have to jump through so many hoops to get our creation out there? Um, Splice Discover Sounds. So you know how inside of Luma Fusion there's this feature um, that gives you um, story blocks. There you go. There it is. All right. So the same way story blocks is implemented into Luma Fusion, why can't Splice be that for Beatmaker 3? If there is an app for it, if there is a service for it, tie that in. Tie it in straight into the UI. And yeah. As I'm thinking about this stuff, I get excited because like this could be that would be revolutionary, you know? Um yeah, that'd be revolutionary. B, I'm gonna let you rant for a little bit. I'm gonna be quiet and let you talk. There is a
yeah, Splice.
song.
They do have an app now, but you can't drag and drop into Beatmaker 3 or any of the other dolls that are on iPad right now.
So if the app, if you could bring a splice, um so a lot of people didn't know that. We just dropped some gems for a splice app. Um so because you can't drag and drop, what are we using for file management? What is it? Documents right now, or can we use the regular files app to do that? I think I gotta wait like 30 minutes before he can respond. uh, ah, and see, that's where it gets tricky. That's where it gets tricky. So Shazam says stay away from story blocks in your YouTube videos because because um because what am I saying? Because Splice is, you know, royalty free. I would expect that, when uploading your beats to something like BeatStars and stuff like that, it wouldn't get flagged.
Normally, I just use AirDrop as far as file management to keep it a buck. Because normally, like if I have zip files or anything, I AirDrop them straight into my iPad, or I'm going through like Dropbox or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So with the airdrop and Dropbox, like I said, again, that's cute. That's cute. But we talking about local files on a local system. If we can get local integration with just the same way Beatmaker lets us look up, you know, it lets us look up the let's look at the beat store real quick. So, um when we look through the beat store, where is it actually? So we go into the beat store and we have all of these libraries. Quick question: who has used the built-in libraries from Beatmaker 3? I just want to know real quick. If you're using the built-in libraries in Beatmaker 3, let me know how that works out for you. Which ones are your favorite? Which ones actually knock? Because you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the composition of a lot of the samples for how these sample packs sound, the the demos for me, it undersells it. Not no shade to the composer or anything like that. It just undersells. It feels like they try to literally like they literally play every one right after the other. And the only ones that actually sound composed, like stuff that I actually use, is the stuff from MXX sound design. Like the Fly Life stuff, it sounds like somebody actually sat there and composed using that sample pack, as opposed to, all right, let me make a bunch of noise with all the sounds that are in here. If you're gonna demo that stuff, demo it, because a lot of the sounds sound dope. A lot of the textures and all that stuff, it sounds dope. But I want to actually hear the potential.
They are Mickey Mouse sounds.
Mickey, who said they're Mickey Mouse sounds? um, yeah, and I would love to see more MSX. Like, I need I need M Simp to really strong arm his way into this sound library. If they're not already in talks, and that'd be a shame because that all this other stuff. I want. Let me tell you what I want to hear. I want to hear some stuff from Mar for More Beats. Inside, I need the marvelous loops or a brand. Let's say brand new. Let's say he create a whole new sample pack for or a series of sample packs for that. Just I need the Marv. I need the Marv joints in my his drums, his drum samples, his drum loops, his drum riffs, his fills. I need that in the store. If I can't get that, I don't want the store. Throw the whole store away. Um, I need some EDM some EDM loops from Dean Daughters. Dean Daughters has some like I don't know what he be doing in his head, but by the time he's done his EDM joints, always has like this really full, it's real fat, it's melodic. It sounds exactly like what they would play. I need those loops because I don't do EDM, but I want to experiment. You know what I mean? And the stuff in here, I'm scared to spend $3 on
Word up.
because it you know what I mean? Like if I spend $3 on it, am I gonna be able to emulate what I hear on the radio, or am I gonna be able to, or is it just gonna sound like the click clank stuff that's in here? Again, no disrespect to the composers. I need more um, examples on what can be done with these loops or with these sample packs. The demos undersell it. The demos definitely undersell it. So I need Yoka Pack to team back up with Audio Kit. Give me some because I know they got some stabs in here. Yoka Pack is really good with sound design, so he could definitely supply us with some joints. Um, Oh, Plan B's
I will say
Instagram.
this as a person who came off of Beatmaker 2 and going into Beatmaker 3, and the first time I actually heard the sounds of the demo sounds in Beatmaker 3, it prompted me to like export all the sounds or all the drum loops that I had in iMachine and dump them into Beatmaker 3. Like that's how serious I was about it because it was
Mm,
such a step up. So, the complaints about the sounds and everything, you know what I'm saying? I understand y'all completely. That's why I've been in arcade, you know what I'm saying? I've, played sounds in arcade and dumped them in there. I've, had sounds in Splice and actually dumped them, into Beatmaker 3. So I'm with it.
yeah. Um, I would definitely I would definitely use if you haven't already seen my video on using the core gadget joints, creating your own samples, your own drum samples. There is a way to actually, what's my man's name? Somebody, ah, somebody just reached out to me to remake his video on file management, and I was a little reluctant to do it because iOS iOS 13 or iPadOS is so close to giving us hopefully a fix in Beatmaker 3. Once again, if you have not, Mar for More Beats said it. If you have not um, gotten the Beatmaker 3 update yet, do not update to iPad OS until you get the Beatmaker 3 update. Okay. So for all everybody that just tuned in, if you didn't get the iPad OS, or do if you didn't, wait till Beatmaker 3 updates, then update to iPad OS. Um, but the sound libraries in the current sound libraries, I need the marvelous loops or whatever he can come up with because his stuff is always fire. They need to contact Henny for some actual some dopes drum kits. They need to hit your boy up. You know what I mean? They need to hit your boy up because I got some loot packs that I could throw in there. However, I want to see the veterans get some coin on this, man. I want to see the people who have been in the trenches with iOS music production. I want to see them you know get that money off that. MSX Sound Design is killing the game with the three libraries that they have in there. I would only recommend those two or those three. I think it was two or three. I would only recommend those because those are the only ones that sound like something I would use. Now, if you into you know dubstep, dial up, digital noise, um, go for it. I can't use the stuff they gave me based off the demo. So, um, yeah, let's get into some of these comments, man. I want to test y'all kits out. Yeah, for sure, man. I got a kit on my website right now that you can test out. Um, I know Plan B has some joints at his website. Um, Plan B, actually throw your website in the chat if you can. Um, Plan B has some dope stuff that he has going on, as well as some collaboration services. Um,
My
what
man
else we
said
got?
dial up digital noise. That was funny.
um, yeah, dang, y'all super late. I hope everybody's not getting that super late. Um, what else? Yeah. So if you got any input, most definitely drop them in the comments. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What would be your favorite feature right now? If you could have some say so in creating a Beatmaker Pro, a Beatmaker Pro app, what would it look like? How would it feel to you? What would it sound like? Whose kits would be in there? Um, you know what I mean? Like, what type of sounds are you looking for when you open up Beatmaker 3? What do you wish that you had coming from a desktop DAW or coming from any other iOS DAW? What would that look like to you? People are asking me to do this on a regular. That's dope. I didn't think. Yo, what's Elbow Media Studios? What's going on? So we talking Beatmaker 3 updates, and we talking about the stuff that you would long for inside of a Beatmaker 3 update. What is something that you wished that you would have inside of a Beatmaker 3 update? Um, so B, if you can go ahead and throw some of your ideas out there, and we can start wrapping this up in a minute. I know you have some really dope ideas. I think stressed all mine. As far as the sequencer window, all I wanted was the live editing inside the sequencer. You know, it does what I need because I can export all my. But see, why do you have to go to another app? You know what I mean? Why do you have to go to another app? Excuse me. I'm dying over here. They need to do a native synth similar to Nano Studios Obsidian. I can see that.
I mean, we pretty
Jeez.
much had a lot of the same thing.
So yeah, what did I say?
My biggest thing was really like the crossfade because I do like to chop samples, you know what I'm saying? I like to chop a lot of my own sounds and I hate that click, you know what I'm saying? That's probably one of my biggest things. And the integration, that was probably one of the dopest ideas ever, if you ask me, because I'm an active user on BeatStars, you know what I'm saying? And I like to export, I would love to export the beats that I make in real time straight to, BeatStars instead of having to track them out and do all this extra stuff. So, um, yeah, that's I love that.
Yeah, because it would definitely stop you from having so many unfinished beats. Like I said, having unfinished beats is a result of the upload process from us having to create so many different file types just to get it into somebody else's hands. And if Beatmaker 3 is going to do that already up front, let's just finish it right there. Let's just, you know what I mean? Like, why do I got to go different platforms and different windows to get that done? Um, yeah. So I'm seeing Aria has those PSPs that offer like editing features like fade to the fading. We talked about the crossfader,
Let me say
fading to
one
the
thing about unfinished beats,
yeah.
real quick. So, uh, back in, I'd say when Beatmaker 2 kind of first came out, I started traveling a lot, so that's what turned me on to really like just iOS production in general. You know what I'm saying? I was able to take my put keep my laptop at home and take my iPad wherever I needed to go. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the idea beats that I came up with, I started working with this licensing company, and what happened was I started sending them a lot of these unfinished beats. I would sequence them little by little, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of these idea beats started getting picked up for television and film. So I don't really when we talk about um unfinished beats, that I don't think there's a such thing as an unfinished beat, but like
Mm.
idea beats in general, those are the ones that get picked up for me the most. So I'm saying? Don't be that person that's deleting your idea beats, because those are the ones that are gonna get you on. Because a lot of these artists, they're skipping the beats that you spend 2 and 3 days on, and they're taking the joints
Yeah.
that are the simple ones, the 5 minute beats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, don't get discouraged about your unfinished stuff. You know what I'm saying?
And the crazy thing about unfinished beats on especially with Beatmaker 3 is that a lot of them go a lot of them go forgotten, you know. Audio to MIDI. Ooh, audio to MIDI would be nice. A lot of my unfinished beats go unforgotten. If they have the name session and a date, then I forgot about it. It might have been the dope one of the dopest beats ever, but because I didn't export it and because I didn't name it, you know, it might get overwritten somewhere or, you know, I think it all boils down to file management, you know, and if I had a way to export it to a catalog, without the hassle, like I said, without the middleman, I got to go back into, you know, a Google Drive link and then repick it up and unzip the file and then put it back together and try to figure out what beat this was. Nah, man. Let me separate these into categories, which is something I probably should do anyway. But if I could export it straight to a beat store and then send you know whoever my catalog just like that, that unfinished beats would become a thing of the past. You know. Um, it just unfinished beats is probably the most common thing that we as creators experience the most. It's just not it's not easy to create a different sound every time. But to you the sound is the same and to somebody else listening to it, those are two completely different beats. You know what I mean? And you didn't export them because you felt like they weren't good enough or like B said.
I did have one more idea. I forgot about this, but a key shift in Beatmaker 3, so I could change the key of a particular section or change the key of the entire track
Ooh!
in real time in Beatmaker 3. I guess that's one idea that I would really
Yeah.
love to see.
A pit. Yeah, you did say that the other day. The pitch shifter. So that would be pretty cool if we could get a pitch shifter and can we get a metronome finder? Because a lot of times we pull in samples for our beats, and I hate that this is coming around like now, like an hour and 45 minutes later. But then some of the stuff is coming back to me. Wait, what? Who's sending? Wait, what? Oh, I thought somebody was sending $150. I'm sorry. All right, okay.
Yeah,
Um, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Dang. Oh, um, a metronome counter. We pulling in samples from our. We pulling in samples from wherever we pulling them in from, and we don't know the exact tempo. Can we get like a metronome detector or something like that? And in the sampler window, there is a detect feature to where you can, you know, detect those transient markers. But those those only work when you chopping up the sample. I want to be able to detect. Stop laughing at me, man. I really thought somebody was sending $150. I almost peed on myself a little bit. But yeah, if we could get a tuner built in, metronome detector. I don't know if I'm saying if I'm using the term correct.
there is a tempo detect in the sampler. There is.
Yeah, I talked about the tech feature inside of. Let me see. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off the camera. I meant to cut me off. um, so there's a detect feature where you can detect the transient markers inside of the inside of that sampler. And I forgot where it was. Oh, I guess I got to pull a sample in. But yeah, y'all get the point. You get what I'm saying. You can detect the transient markers and you can chop it up like that, but it only works when you're chopping it.
It's a matter late.
Yeah. Let's get into some more of these comments. This is dope. I'm feeling this. I feel like I've been
Nah, you
talking to
good.
myself the whole time, but but it's worth it because I'm getting a lot of stuff out, and then B is able to chime in like 30 minutes later with his with his thing. Um, I saw this going a lot differently, and I'm gonna try to use I'm gonna try to use something else next time. Um, so Fab Filter plugins, are they overrated? Do we need something like that in Beatmaker 3? I yeah. Scales modes in the piano roll. I would like that. I would like that. Scales mode would be nice.
I'm sorry, y'all, for this delay. It's killing me too.
I know, man. This is stupid. I'm really upset that we couldn't have our like our chat because we was on the road yesterday. Um, can you copy MIDI from one track from another? Um, I think Cheese the producer has a video on that copying MIDI. I
I
know
like
I've
Fab
done it.
Filter, but as far as like EQs go, normally I just double up on EQs. I know people have had an issue with talking about how muddy certain mixes sound or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, if you double up on like your EQ, sometimes you can get the brightness that you want. That's one thing I do when I'm mixing certain records in Beatmaker 3, and I mix a lot in Beatmaker 3, especially if I'm dumping it into Logic. I try to do as much as I can inside the iPad, so when I dump it into Logic or Pro Tools or anything, I'm saying it'll sound exactly how I want it to sound, and all the artist has to do is throw their vocals on it, and we lit.
And I think a lot of people invest in stuff like Fab Filter because they don't know that these tools actually really do exist already in Beatmaker 3. It's just the small details that we're missing at this point. You know what I mean? Like all the mixing tools that you need, all the I would say all the essential stuff. If you know what you're doing as far as mixing, they're right there in front of your face. Now, if you need more of a specialized, template based system, Fab Filter would be, it'll tell you by name what this stuff is going to do. But all this stuff is pretty much already built into Beatmaker 3. Um, yeah, so Cheese the producer said you can copy MIDI.
Yeah, I think a lot of the users that I'm starting to come across, they're not coming from Beatmaker 2. A lot of them are just starting to use, Beatmaker 3. And I get it, I'm with you. It's just I'm a person that came from iMachine, you know what I'm saying, and went from iMachine to Beatmaker 2, then to Beatmaker 3, and then Bloxwave, and just kind of just testing out other stuff.
I like Bloxwave. It's just not my go-to workflow. Um, Actually, I use Bloxwave a lot on the phone more than I do on the iPad. Um, when I use Bloxwave, it's usually mostly grabbing like melodic loops from like the synthesizers using my Rolly Blocks like and I've done a video on that. My micro mobile studio setup. When I'm just carrying the phone and the iPad, not the iPad, the light pad, the Rolly Blocks little brick. Um, but yeah, uh, sometimes I only want to use one app, and if I had all that stuff integrated in, it would make my workflow a lot. I hate having to close out apps or open another app. That was my main thing with like the inner app audio stuff. The inner app audio is kind of conflicted with me having to um, stop and close out windows. And I know I'm all over the place, but that was another reason why I was so big with um, Bluetooth MIDI controllers. A lot of people want to use only the iPad. That's cute, but when the iPad is touchscreen, and you need to audition your sounds on the side while you're making your tweaks and stuff. You only have one screen. That's where the MIDI controllers come in, and I hate having to jump out of different screens to get to where I want to go. So see, look at this. This is why it was important to me because all the questions and all the suggestions that I have, maybe there's already things for this stuff and more seasoned. I know a lot of people think that I'm seasoned in this stuff, but you got people like Shazam, Mar for More Beats, Cheese the Producer. These guys have YouTube channels as well with a nice catalog of Beatmaker 3 tutorials. So if you guys haven't checked those out, as well as Plan B, you know what I mean? Plan B has, he does stuff on his YouTube channel as well, and then follow him on Instagram. So um, if you're not familiar with how to do stuff, this is the type of community that I was trying to create, and this is why this stream was so important because when we start asking questions and making suggestions, and then somebody throws it out there, hey, that exists already, or there's an app for that. All I'm saying is, why can't we have it built in? It's 2020. Oh, it's almost 2020. Going into 2020, why are we making incremental updates to a pro level app, or what's supposed to be a pro level app? If you want your stuff to stand apart from any of the other platforms, I would definitely. Who gave me a thumbs down? I just noticed that somebody thumbs down this video. Boo, boo to that. But if you want your stuff to stand out in the in the in the app store, make the features you know pro user ready. You know, and I think that would change the game with just exporting options. You know, maybe we'll want to airdrop it. Maybe we're in a studio session, like I am a lot. A lot of times I'm in a studio session. I'm playing the beat for the artist or whatever. They like, all right, bet, drop it to the send it to my email or send it to wherever. What if I could just upload it straight to the store? You pay for the beat, bam, it
Wow.
sends itself to your email. What? What? Like no more unfinished beats. You know what I mean? Like I'm just saying. To be honest, is there a Mac beta version? I didn't know that there was a Mac beta version. See, this is how in the dark I am about the whole thing. I would love to see that come to the Mac. I think I might get rid of Logic Pro if it is. Nah, I won't. I won't. um, hmm. Yeah, somebody gave me a thumbs down on this video, so it's all good. We rocking anyway. I appreciate everybody rocking with us. Even though the live stream didn't go the way I wished it would have. Yeah, B has some great input. What he was able to give us. It was supposed to go more like a conversation type thing. So maybe I'll just use a different service for that next time. Um, Shazam, are you, bro?
That's funny.
Are you on the beta? Are you on the beta for Beatmaker 3? Cause you talking like something that you ain't supposed to be talking about. I don't want to get you in trouble. I don't I don't want to get you in trouble. Don't say nothing. I just
Although
I
it's
just want
mad
to know real
delayed,
quick.
y'all are the true goats for sticking the shit out. So
I know. I know. Yeah. I definitely appreciate y'all for staying in this long. Um, yeah, B Maker 3 for Mac would I don't know if that would change the game. I think I'm gonna talk about this in a video. I'm gonna talk about this in a video. I haven't used my MacBook in about a year. Yeah. So I think it's safe to say that my iPad has probably replaced my Mac. I don't know about anybody else, but if your iPad replaced the Mac, yeah, drop me a comment. Let me know. I want to know I'm not by myself. Because a lot of times I leave the laptop here. A lot of times the laptop is stationary, and this is what I'm doing on the go is using the iPad.
Beatmaker 3 for Mac. I think that I don't know, man.
Be, hey man, if we get a Beatmaker 3 for Mac, that might because I'm already familiar with the interface. It it might have some competition with with the Abletons and stuff. I can't see it really happening. I can't see it really being a pro level DAW, especially the fact that not a lot of people know it, and not a lot of people are going to buy the app for both Mac as well as on the iPad. A lot of people are complaining about you know Beatmaker 3 costing 20 $25 on the iPad, so I highly doubt that they're gonna pay for a Mac application. Cheese, your iPad replaced your yeah iPad and phone replaced your iMac. Wow. And see, I'm that's what I'm on right now. That's what I'm on right because I'm more mobile these days, and because I want to get a lot more done in places that it's more awkward to bring a laptop. I'm going to get back into my laptop workflow. I am. I'm going to be doing a lot more back onto the laptop and integrating the two. But for a year, purposely, I haven't touched the MacBook for a year. And I did a live stream. What's funny is I was just telling B this yesterday. I did a live stream, and I don't know how many of y'all saw that, but I did a live stream making a beat with my dad for the first time in a year on the MacBook. And let me tell you, I was so uncomfortable. I felt so weird. Like it's just the interface was so unfamiliar to me. The like I didn't know where all my sounds was. I didn't know where any of my drum kits were.
Yeah,
I
I only
forgot
use my MacBook and my laptop for
mixing. Yeah,
mixing full songs and things like that. So
I use my MacBook now for vocals. Because I have some plugins and stuff that I use for vocals, and like just auto tune and stuff like that when I'm doing reference tracks. Because I'm not a singer. Like I sing for Blueprint and I write songs. So when I'm making beats for artists and I'm writing an actual song or a hook for them, I'll use my MacBook for that, and that's what powers my actual powers the whole studio. Um, But other than that, I'm making beats full fledged iPad, bro. Like I literally export it. I export the WAV files if I need to do any additional mixing. If I didn't already do it in Beatmaker 3, it's only slight touch ups on the MacBook. Slight touch ups. 90% of my work, 85% of my work has been done on the iPad. So, who's doing vocals in Aria Pro? Golly. So y'all like full fledged vocals and everything all on the iPad. Really? I Aria Pro is $50, right? And if I'm gonna get the same soup warmed over with a whole bunch of stuff that I can't do, that's the only thing I'm gonna focus on. I'm not gonna focus on, oh, this does this better than Beatmaker 3, or this does that better than Beatmaker 3. I'm gonna focus on everything that I can't do in both. And that's gonna be the part that pisses me off for $50. So, you know, um, I rather wait for the I
I
rather
know a
wait
lot
for
of
the
people that
Beatmaker
do
3.
their vocals in Cubasis. This is my first time hearing about people using Aria Pro for vocals.
I hear Aria Pro whenever I hear somebody talk about Aria Pro, it's usually an old head talking about live instruments. And not calling anybody here old head. I'm just saying that's the only time I've ever heard it. Live instruments, and when you're doing live line in and live vocals. I mean I haven't checked out Aria, so when you talk about veteran users who've been in that workflow, hey man, do his best. Dope. Absolutely, $50 beats a laptop any day. Absolutely. Okay, so you got $50 or $25 for Beatmaker 3 versus $1,000 for a nice laptop setup. Cubase 2, I saw it, I used it, and then I didn't. um, Cubase 2, it felt like Ableton, and I don't like Ableton. Is it the user interface that you guys are attracted to? And that's another thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, what can Beatmaker 3 benefit from taking notes from any of these other DAWs? Like, what is it? The user interface? I hear Cheese says it's the Aria Pro has a dope channel strip. Okay, all right. GarageBand has an auto tune in it. Okay. Aria Pro is a full dog. Come from an engineering background, so the only thing that works right.
The way
Okay,
y'all
I
talking
might
about
have to check it
Aria
out.
Pro, y'all might,
Hey man,
I might have to
listen,
give these people my money.
listen. I might have to spend the 50. Okay, all right. So Aria Pro might have to get some attention. I haven't done a whole lot of research on it. I looked at Cubase's and I just couldn't. I couldn't. I couldn't rock with it. It just didn't feel as warm as Beatmaker 3. Um, and I like Beatmaker 3 because I can manipulate a lot. But then I'm starting to get irritated because, oh snap! Wait, what? Aria Pro has time stretch. And crossfade. Okay. All right, man. Listen, y'all ain't gonna get me in trouble with Intua
Ugly
when
Betty.
till we
Y'all
sound
are
like we
funny,
converting.
man.
we sound like y'all converting me over to Aria Pro. I might check it out though. But I would definitely I would wait. I'm waiting. I'm waiting till Beatmaker 3. I have faith in Intua for sure that they might deliver on that. Who's asking about the live stream Saturday? So I do live streams every Saturday morning at 10:30, where I listen to you guys' beats for free. People like to donate, which that bumps you up in the queue. I'll listen to your beats in that
I know, right?
environment.
What is this turned into?
um, yeah, but donations are cool. But they are not required for those live streams on Saturday. So yeah, if you want to come through, show off your beats and get some good vibes, we all good vibes in that one. No bad vibes, no
They will
no
deliver.
bad
I'm
energy.
confident.
I hope so, man. I really hope that if they haven't seen this stream, that either Marv conveys the message or just sprinkle a little bit in their ear. Hey, what about what about a Airbit BeatStars SoundCloud integration? If y'all could do anybody on the beta, Shazam, if you on the beta, buddy, go ahead sprinkle that in their ear. You know, just kind of like, hey, you know, what about this? I gotta figure who. If you can send me the information on how I can get on the beta, because I would love. I gotta. I have notes somewhere. I have. I got tons of these just sitting around of stuff that I need to do once I import. Like I said, minor details that could be, you know, fixed with a tap away. Minor issues that, you know. Ah, man, it seems so. I'm not gonna lie. Um, hopefully they just deliver, and even if they don't deliver on this update, I think I'm gonna still rock with Beatmaker 3 because I know the interface. I know my workflow. I know I know how to manipulate like my work. The biggest update they can do for me is to put it on the phone. That man, listen, if they put Beatmaker 3 on the phone, I'm even scared to say, nah, I ain't even gonna say it. Nope, because they had me in here. But yeah, I need Beatmaker 3 on the phone. Skip the Mac. Why are we thinking about putting Beatmaker 3 on the Mac? Let's put Beatmaker 3 on the phone. Let's do that. I should have said that at the beginning of the stream. Really? And a sampler for drums. Hmm. Wait, whose MIDI sucks? Arya? Hmm. Okay. Well, uh okay. So, all right. Well, with that being said, everything that we talked about, I hope the message got across. If you haven't already, like this uh like this video, hit that like button. Stay tuned for some more stuff in the future. I got a bunch of stuff coming, actually. I got some stuff that I need to open, some unboxings, some I can't even talk about it yet, but we're gonna get into a lot. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the like button on this video. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I want to thank everybody for coming out and staying this long. I didn't expect this type of turnout, especially on a Wednesday night. Y'all been rocking. Y'all been staying in here, even with the technical difficulties and the delay problems. I want to thank Plan B for coming in and being patient with the process. Uh, he definitely helped, especially with the conversations that we had yesterday. Um, you inspire you about to make some music. Me too, man. I think I might make a music composition myself. Um, but yeah, we do this every Saturday morning, and I think I might start making beats live as well. So if you guys are interested in me making beats live on on the live stream, let me know. That might be interesting. If I can get a
Thank
nice
you for
turnout,
having me,
man.
sir.
No doubt, fam. You super delayed, but yeah, you welcome. He's responded for me from something I said yesterday. You welcome. Uh, yeah. So we gonna get this streaming stuff right, man.
I'm
I'm
glad
new to the
everybody's
streaming game.
inspired. That's good. That's good. We're gonna do this again, but under much better circumstances.
Yeah, man. I know. Like I feel so unprofessional with this glitch, this mishap. But it's all good. I'm glad we rocked with it anyway, and I'm glad you got to give your input, B. And again, I want to thank you guys for rocking with me. Thanks for rocking with the channel. And remember, If I can stream like this, if I can create like this, you guys can create like this, man. And yeah, talk amongst yourselves, man. Oh, exchange information. This that's something else that I like to do in the live streams. So because you guys are, you guys are family. You know what I mean. Exchange information. If you guys aren't following each other on Instagram, let's keep this family thing going. Let's keep the social aspect of it all going. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram at Brandon Rico. Okay, you feel me? All right. If you ain't following me on Twitter, go ahead and follow me on Twitter at Brandon Rico. Okay, and if you ain't already following me on the subscribe to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Hit subscribe. It's down here somewhere if you ain't subscribed. And hit up Plan B on Instagram as well, man. You guys got some dope suggestions in the chat, and I'm definitely gonna check those out. And I hope that Intua sees this, or somebody from the inside sees this. Um, yeah. So yeah, thanks for rocking with what we doing here, and thanks for rocking with the channel, man. Um, Again, drop your social links in the comments, and yeah, let's keep this family going. Join us Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We listen to your beats for free.
And also check out my website, 1985music.com. It's all kind of stuff up there, man. Beats, new blog post about how I got my first television and film placement. It's a good read. Go check that out. But yeah, everything you need to know about me is up there, man.
Dope. That was actually really good timing. I didn't expect that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. That was really good timing. So, yeah. So if you're not following each other on Instagram, follow you guys. Follow me. Follow each other, and yeah. Let's keep this family thing going. Thanks for rocking with the channel, you guys. It's been like 2 hours, and we gonna get out of here. I never know how to end the lives because I was just like I like the community thing. So you know, talk amongst yourselves. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thanks again. All right. Peace.